What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be ranking every 99 third baseman in the game, primary and secondary positions. So let's get right into it. First up, we've talked about him before on the catcher and the first baseman. But Josh Gibson, we already know what this card is. Easy S tier, easy boys. Next up, Ernie. We talked about him again. First baseman tier list. S tier. Ernie's good. Next up, Lindor, the new 99 Lindor. He can play third base and second base, I believe. But yeah, looking at this is finally a good Lindor card. Can fit the Santana boost. Got some decent quirks. I wish it was a little bit better, but I mean, still a really good card. The only problem is I think he is a better second baseman than anything because that arm strength is like only a 75. But everything else is really good. This is finally a good Lindor card we got. So easy S tier for me. Next up, Tyler Fitzgerald. We talked about him in the first baseman. There's a lot of guys that can play a lot of different positions, like multiple positions in the field, and that makes him so much versatile. You can kind of pick and choose where you want him. But he's an A2, really good, solid card. Next up, Tatis. Tatis is an S2. This card is so good, so good. I would play him at short or like right, just because that arm strength. I believe it's a 99. Yeah, it's a 99 arm strength. Fielding is a little bit lower in the 85. Like, it's still diamond, but still really good. I would play him at short or right field. I think those are two positions he excels at. Next up, Bobby. Bobby, I've not really looked in this card. You can fit the Devers boost. Fielding is a little bit lower. That's the only problem. So I think compared to some of these other guys, I think he's just A. I feel like you would play him at third, but I feel like he's solid A2. Next up, Jackson Holiday. I haven't talked about this card too much, I don't think. But yeah, it's a good card. I mean, good fielding. Good. I'll put him A tier just because I feel like third base, is really loaded. So I kind of want to save it for some of the more elite guys. I think he's good, but is he better than some of these guys? Probably. It just depends on who you do well with at the end of the day. These are just you can pick and choose. There's no wrong answers besides what we'll get to in a little bit. Yeah, Beltre is a easy S too. This card's so good. I gotta find a way to put this guy in my God squad. He's good. Go use Beltre. Next up, Chipper, S tier again. This Hall of Fame corridor, it's so clean, and we know what Chipper does. Next up, Chris Bryant, just a solid card. B tier. He's good. Nothing too much to say about him. Next up, Rich Aurelia. Talk about him. He is an A tier guy. The only thing is, arm strength, but still, you put him at second base, I feel like that's where he's best. And I'll probably put him S tier as for second baseman, but third base, he's just A. Really solid card. Next up, Mike Lowe. Mike Lowe's A. He's good, but when you compare him to some of these guys, I feel like you kind of want to use these guys a little bit more. Maybe a little bit better. But if you do good with Mike Lowe, he's an absolute great card. Good swing, he's good. So just really can just pick and choose between S and A. B is kind of where I'm you can use them, but just why when you got these options. But Michael Young is he's just B. He's good. I feel like he always has good attributes. Just the exit velos are never there with him. I feel like you can square it up and it would be 95 off the bat or something. So he's just good. Rap A. Not doing the best with him, but he's still really good. Really fun card. I feel like you use him with Josh Gibson, Buck Leonard, Hank Thompson. We'll get into a little bit later. That's gonna be a fun little squad to run. Travis Pizzana. Don't know how you say his name. I haven't talked about this card, but he's an A. He's a good card. I actually don't know his fielding. Yeah, fielding is gold, but still is solid. It'll get the job done. Probably more so a third baseman, third base or left field. But yeah, I'll put him A tier. Trevor Story. I'm not good with Trevor Story cards. I don't know what it is. The last couple years I've not been good, but yeah, this card's really good. I mean, I didn't really use him when he came out, but I'll put him B. Just a good solid card. Next up, Brian Braun. Same thing here. B tier, just a good card. Nothing too much to say about him. Junior Caminero, I haven't talked about this card yet, but I know a lot of people would put him S just because of that leg kick and, tempo and everything. But honestly, like, looking at him, I just think he's a solid A tier, man. He's a good card, but, I would rather have, like, a Chipper or a Beltre, or Josh Gibson even. Where did he go? Okay. Oh, he's right here. Okay. So I lost him for a second, but I'll put him solid A tier. He's a good card. He's a good. Next up, Josh Jung. I don't know anything about this card, to be honest. No quirks. Just alright. Put him B tier, I guess. Like, he's just kind of. Actually, I'll put him C. I feel like. Nah, I'll put him B. He's good. He's good. He's good. Next up, Devers. We know what Devers does. S tier, boys. S tier. Hands down, honestly, the best lefty in the game. You can make the argument for him and Jordan. Besides Griffey, But, like, one of the best lefties in the game. Just so good. Marcelo Meyer. I don't know this card. Okay, he can fit the lefty. Honestly, pretty solid card. I'll put a B tier, but honestly, really solid. I liked this card last year. Lee was like a future stars card, but it was good. I just put him B. That's what you're gonna get with a lot of these guys, like these 99s. Like, they're not, unless their swing is bad, then they're not gonna be like C or D. So they're gonna probably just be more B than anything. But the same thing goes with a lot of 99s. I mean, just so many options. Cal, I like Cal. I think I would put him A, but I just feel like, he's just B. Like, he's good, but, like, would you really use him over, like, some of these guys? Like, Mini, same thing with him. He's a B tier guy. B, just a solid card. Next up, Eduardo, easy S tier. Eduardo's so good. Like, I've seen a lot of people wild card him, So that means he's just super good. I mean, he's got some options out there, but, like, still, like, you can use them and he's just gonna slap for you. Next up, Vladdy. We talked about him in the first baseman 2. 8S tier. This Vladdy card's good. So good. Next up, Witt. Witt's solid. He's just B, Just a B tier guy. He's good. Cole Montgomery. Same thing with him. He is a B tier guy. He's just a solid card. He's alright. Nothing too crazy, but just solid. Like, next up, Miguel Sano. Yeah, I mean, probably put Miguel mid, but not even. No, I'll put him B just because he's good. It's a typical Miguel Sano card we get like every year. Next up, David Fry. Just compared to some of these other guys, I mean, I think he just fits B, man. Like, he's just good. I know I put him A tier, like, I think in the other video, but I just think, honestly, I'm thinking he's B now. Like, more I look at him, right? Like, it's a hard one. Like, he's good, but, like, actually, you know what? We'll put him A just for I'll put him A for the flexibility. You can put him like, good bit of position. So just put him A. New Justin Turner card. Okay, I haven't talked about this card. I haven't talked about Jordan. Jordan's great. But yeah, this card actually looks pretty good. Discipline's a little bit lower than I want. Same thing with clutch. I would, kind of like have it around like the one. If you're gonna make it a 125 contact, maybe make it around the 120 range. Or make the contacts a little bit lower and the cuts higher. But that he's a pretty solid card. It's got some pretty decent quirks and fit that captain boost. But yeah, I think he's solid. I don't think he's anything to write home about. I love Justin Turner cards, but tough. I'll put him B. I'll put him B. He's solid. It's kind of like in this line of guys. Reese Hines, I haven't talked too much about, but he's a solid card. I'll put him B tier. He's good. I know some people don't like his swing, but I personally don't mind it. It's all right. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, he's just solid. George Brett. You can still rock George Brett out there. George Brett slaps. S tier. Ryan Sandberg, B tier. Like, I like Ryan Sandberg, but like the problem with a lot of these guys is they just don't get released at the right time. Like, he would be a lot more usable And if at the time he was released, like he could be like A or even S tier, like before we get like the Lindors, Tatis, the Beltres, like the third baseman you actually kind of want to use, like Devers and all, but just never released over the time. More so a second baseman. He'll probably be A in second base. Cepeda I really like, but just another B tier guy, just good, compared to some of these other guys. I mean, like, are you really gonna want to use Cepeda when some people got better swings and just the name value, I think, too. DJ's mid. I do not like DJ LeMahieu cards. He is just so mid. Next up, Brad Miller. I think Brad Miller still fits in A tier. I think he is a really he's just a really solid card. I didn't really use him that much, but still, like, he's good. We know what to expect. Fielding is a little bit lower, but you can still make it. It's usable, probably like a second baseman or something. Honus is A tier. Honus is good. Honus is always gonna be like A or S tier, I feel, because he's got a good swing, a little bit low on the power sides, but I mean that power still plays. Power still plays. Alan Trammell, B tier. He's just solid. Next up, Jordan Walker, just B tier again. Solid card, but nothing too special. Hank Thompson, I love Hank Thompson. Love him. He's A tier. With the storylines, guys have been absolutely incredible. So yeah, just really good fielding. I'll probably play him in left if anything, or because arm strength, like you kind of want a little bit like more like 95 plus. Yeah, still a really good card. Can fit some of these boosts. Hopefully we get more storyline guides and a boost for that. Yeah, still really good quirks. Just a really fun and solid card. Next up, we have Brooks Robinson, the new home stretch pack, I believe. This actually, like, I was looking at this card, it was actually better than I really thought it was. 125, 120 average contact, 92 average power, which will play. Brooks Robinson is a stud defender, third baseman. So honestly, like, I would say he's S, but I mean, like, he's A. Like, I would usually Brooks Robinson cards I put B just because there's always better options. This one, I wouldn't be too surprised if people actually use him. He's actually a pretty good card. Next up, Bryson Stott, B tier. He's good. He is good. Just solid. Gunner's B. He's good, but like, would you really use him over some of these guys? Johnny's mid. Edgar's still A tier in my opinion. He's not a third baseman, but DH, but like he's still really good. Mike Schmidt's D tier. He's bad. I hate Mike Schmidt. Get him off. Get him out of the game, or fix his swing. That's with a lot of these guys. Some of them fix their swings, like DJ and Mike. Like, just fix them. Anyway, Harmon's always underrated in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just never released at the right time, and that's what you got to do. Kind of spread it out. Some of these guys like a Harmon or like even a Michael Young or Minnie. They just release them at the right times. Release them before the guys you actually want, like a Chipper or like the big positions, big names at the positions. Next up, Wade Boggs, still A tier in my opinion. He's really good. Just really solid. Tony Perez, he's good. I know Brez likes him a lot, but he's a solid B tier. Jerkson's A. Still fun card, good card to use, and but like these cards are just elite. Martin Domingo, same thing with him. He's an A tier guy, more so of a pitcher, but like his swing really nice, and he plays. Gary's mid, man. Like nothing. No, we'll put him B. He's solid. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for me in the third baseman ranking. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys would have put anybody in S, A, move some guys, but let me know. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.